Hello, happy Tuesday. We're back for the second day of Up Level. Okay. Today we're going to talk about how your weight and body insecurities are truly trying to help you up level. Okay. We're not meant to feel insecure in our bodies. We're not meant to want to hide our bodies. We're not meant to feel such shame, anger, frustration, disconnect, rejection. We're not meant to stay in this place of self-sabotage, of hiding, of not living our fullest lives, not showing up. So I want to talk to you today about shifting your perception around what you make weight gain mean, what you make your insecurities with your body mean. So first, a couple of questions, a couple of things for you to reflect on. The first thing is, do you struggle with body image insecurities? Do you struggle with weight insecurities? Do you feel like you hold back living your life because of these insecurities? And if you're answering yes, then the body has a lot to teach you. And the reason you have these insecurities is because the body is trying to get your attention because she wants you to up level. Your body wants you to up level. So we're not meant to suffer. We're not meant to hate our bodies. We're not meant to fight with them and struggle with all these symptoms and ups and downs that we do. But the reality is so many of us struggle with them. But the whole point of you getting the symptom, the whole point of you having insecurities, the whole point of you feeling insecure in your body is because your body's trying to get your attention and go, hey, I love you. I want you to up level. I want you to go on a journey with me and explore why you are, feeling insecure in your body. I want to show you all the different potential reasons why you might be hanging on to weight. I want to help you learn how to love me. I want to help you build your self-worth, which is inside of you and not a number on a scale or how perfectly you can eat. I want to help you feel this connection and this worthiness no matter what is going on outside of you, knowing you're always worthy. And I want you to build this worthiness and this love and this power within you because I want you to fully show up in your life. Because I see so many women who hide. They don't fully show up in their lives because of this. And I used to be one of them, right? So yesterday I talked a lot about emotional eating and how our bodies are really leading us on a journey to up level. And I was so insecure in my body. I was bullied at a young age. I really let that lead the next 20 years of my life with my identity, with myself and my body. And I'm sure we've all had experiences where we can relate to that. And I was so obsessed and asphyxiated with looking a certain way. And a lot of that had to do with the bullying incident. And it had a lot to do with being conditioned with magazines, Hollywood, movies, right? Like all the celebrity stuff and the editing and the photoshopping that they don't tell you that they're doing. And then you start comparing your body and going, what's wrong with me because I don't look like that? Like that has a significant impact on like most women that have had access to TVs, magazines, right? Like the visuals. And every time we see those images, they're getting planted into our subconscious mind. And then we start getting hard on ourselves because we don't look like that, even though it's not resonant. So I don't know if that's resonant for any of you, but I wanted to share that. We all have our own experiences that have occurred. Maybe you grew up with a mother who was so obsessed with looking a certain way and weighing in all the time. And then she started to make comments and put you on diets or whatever it is. Like we've all had experiences that shape us to where we are today with our body image, our relationship with our body and our weight. And I was always obsessed with being a certain weight when I was going through this. And it's so deep, like weight loss is so deep. And when we really start to understand like what the weight really represents and that it's energetic, physical, emotional, and beyond, and we start to see that the weight is a symptom and the body's trying to get your attention, like weight is a protective mechanism. Your body's trying to get your attention because she doesn't feel safe. And it may not be your environment that she doesn't feel safe in, or it might be, but it's a lot of internal reasons why she doesn't feel safe. And one of the whole reasons that, I often find with women, like one of the main factors that makes them reach out to me is weight gain. They're so uncomfortable in their bodies and they feel like they're really holding back in their life and they can't get the time back and they're not making as much money as they could in their business, or they're not applying for the, the job or the raise. They don't want to be intimate with their partners. They don't want to date. They don't want to, put themselves out there because there is this deep insecurity of not feeling good enough and fear of being judged by others, right? Oh my gosh, I can't go out and share my gifts with the world. I can't start my business. I can't grow my business. I don't want to be seen. Journey to New You, I'm glad that you agree. Drop your first name and so I can acknowledge you. but tell me what's showing up for you. But I think it's one of the biggest travesties that we hold ourselves back and we withhold parts of ourselves from the world because we feel insecure and we don't like the way we look, and we feel that our weight is not where it should be to be accepted. Sam, so great to have you here. To me, it makes my heart sad because I went through it too, and I know how much shame and guilt and embarrassment and judgment and sadness and hopelessness, anger, frustration, like whatever the emotions are that you might feel because you feel insecure in your body or you're just so desperate to lose weight. And I want to share the example of what the weight taught me and what the body image insecurity up level taught me, because it's very significant and it's here to teach us all. So currently, like if you're fighting with your body and you're struggling with body image insecurities, or you're fighting to try and lose weight, like why do you feel stuck, or what feels stuck? Do you feel blocked? Because I think it's so important for us to understand, okay, well, why am I here? Why is my body bringing me here? What's going on? Right? And so after, my weight battle really came from not loving myself, having this void, feeling insecure, trying to chase a certain number on the scale because I thought that would fix everything, and it never did, and it only brought me so much suffering. Right? And the body image insecurities came from all this conditioning of like putting your worth in how much you weigh and what you look like, which is so external versus internal, and this deep knowing. We're not taught how to feel worthy. We're not taught how to have confidence unless you've had parents that have been incredible teachers, or you've started to do healing and take courses. Like it's not taught. We're really disempowered in this society, but I feel a lot of that is going to continue to change. So essentially what I really started to discover and learn on this journey is, okay, wow, I'm so asphyxiated with looking a certain way. Wow, I'm not happy with my weight. If my weight goes above a certain number, I'm not going out, I'm not dating, I'm not wanting to spend time with friends, I'm not allowing myself to go on trips, I'm not buying new clothes. Like I was very restrictive with not allowing myself to live my life. I just wanted to hide at home in shame. And that was very heavy. And one of the reasons our bodies will hang on to protection is because we put the brakes on of living our lives and we deny ourselves of living. And think about it. If you said to a child, oh yeah, like you don't look good enough, you need to lose 5 pounds before you can go play with your friends, do you really think that they would feel good about themselves? Do you think the body would release the protection really easily? Or would the child start to cry and be so upset and feel so hurt and just want to go and hide? Now that's essentially how the internal body feels, right? As we deny ourselves of living life, or maybe you're telling yourself you're not worthy to find love, you're never going to find love, or I don't want to be intimate with my partner because I don't want him to see the way that I look, and you're ashamed of the way you look, when ideally when you're with the right person, they will love you no matter what. And that's what this is all about. But we go through these insecurities and they're very real, and so many women unfortunately live them. But again, it's to show us where there's healing to do, where there's deeper work to do, deeper connection to build with ourselves. And so for me, a big wake-up call was when I had gained weight and I had a friend that I had not seen since I was smaller, and I kept delaying plans because I didn't want him to see me and judge me, even though he wouldn't. He was so lovely. And so I mustered up the courage to make a plan with him. And unfortunately, he died in a car accident a week before we were supposed to connect. And that was a huge wake-up call for me, because I thought, wow, like I held back seeing this very important person, and that now they're gone and I'm not going to get to see them again. And I let my body image insecurities and my fear of judgment and my weight shame get in the way of living and having a connection with somebody that now is gone. Right. So it was a huge wake-up call for me. Let's not let those kinds of scenarios happen. Let's not hold ourselves back. Right. Business. I have so many clients who run businesses or want to start businesses or grow businesses or advance in their career or whatever it is, start a family. And there's this just this insecurity of, I don't want to be seen. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. And therefore, you could be losing, or it could be costing you thousands, tens of thousands of hundreds of thousands of dollars to let your body image insecurities hold you back in your career, in your business. Right. Because this is something that I've started to coach my clients on. I have this kind of business section of my coaching that I've integrated in, because I've had so many women reach out and ask for support since I've had my business now for 10 years and have held, a really steady growth. And I just see it all the time where they're just like, I fear showing up. I fear people won't take me seriously because of my weight, because of the way that I look. I don't want to be a fraud, right? And I will tell you, through the first couple of years of my business, because I had finished binge eating, but my hormones were so off, I had a thought of like, well, I could feel insecure in my body and not grow my business because I could fear that people won't take me seriously because I don't look like the perfect fitness person, right? Or I can trust that like my story is so relatable and so many women have gone through or going through what I'm going through, and just me showing up with my heart will be enough. And at that point I wasn't willing to hold back, because now I had a business and I'm like, this is my livelihood and I want to help women, and there was this drive. But I can see where for a lot of women they will hold back in their business, and it will cost you money, because if you're not showing up, how do you get the clients? How do you grow your business? How do you get the word out? How do people see how incredible you are if you're hiding because you're letting the voice up here, the ego, tell you you're not good enough, it's not the right time, people aren't going to take you seriously? That's all story and that's all false, right? You can heal and you can show up at the same time, and showing up and seeing, wow, like I'm of value. You are of value now. Your value does not come after you lose the weight. Your value does not come once you learn to love yourself. You are valuable now. You are worthy now. You have so much to contribute now, but it's, are you willing to work through your insecurities and the blocks and the negative thoughts and limiting beliefs in your mind that are continuing to keep you stuck and feeling trapped or disabled in your life because you're not willing to move forward, right? One of the most valuable commodities that we can't necessarily get more of is time. So it's really about asking yourself, how much longer do I want to spend limiting myself? How much longer do I want to spend being negative toward my body? How much longer do I want to spend fighting with my body and struggling and suffering? How much longer am I willing to hold back from the love, the intimacy, the abundance, right? Just the inner happiness and the peace. Like, to me, building inner happiness and peace with your body is one of the most priceless things you can do, because once you have that, you have it forever. And then regardless of what unfolds in your life, you know you've got your back, and you're worthy, and you don't question that things have happened to you because of the way you look and because of your weight. So your up level with this is, if your body's hanging on to protection and if you're not happy about it, your body is trying to get your attention. And one of the ways she does so is via symptoms, and weight gain is a symptom. It's a protective mechanism. Your body will continue to put it on or hang it on and refuse to let it go until we're willing to look at certain things sometimes. And I've seen this with my clients after healing myself and working with over 1,600 women now. It's like, it's the same, most similar patterns. So most women will just go, I just want to lose weight. Like, tell me what to eat. What supplements do I take? I'm just going to exercise and that'll do the trick, right? Or you go on the diet or whatever it is. But that doesn't usually do the trick, because it's so much more complex than that. But because we've been conditioned into such a quick fix society, we are, thinking that it's just going to just do this quick thing. Because most of us fear getting vulnerable with ourselves. We fear feeling emotions or getting uncomfortable. We don't know what's going to come up if we actually face it and deal with it. And a lot of us are hesitant and resistant to do so. We don't want to get uncomfortable. We don't want to do the deeper work. We don't want to spend more time. We're impatient. But that's all part of what's contributing to you staying stuck, is not being willing to go deeper, not being willing to actually look at, okay, well, why am I hanging on? And this is where the body will continue to make the symptoms louder, continue to make you hang on, or keep, you'll stay in your insecurities until you finally go, okay, like, there's something for me to deal with, and maybe I don't know exactly what it is, but it's time to deal with it. And that's your body's hope, is that I'm going to show her and give her this, and hopefully she'll want to up level, and that we can go on a journey together and do some deeper healing. Right? So tell me in the comments, like, what's resonating for you, what's landing, like, what are your fears, worries, hesitancies around working through your body image insecurities, around seeing that weight is a protective mechanism and it's about safety. And so there's a lot of emotional support to learn how to give yourself, right? What is your block? Why do you think you haven't been able to learn to love yourself? Why do you think you still feel insecure? Why do you think the weight hasn't released? These are really important questions for you to ask yourself, because if we don't have awareness, and we don't understand why the body's hanging on, but we're just constantly getting pissed off for her, and you're being impatient with her, and you're not taking the time to nurture her and honor her, well, why would she let it go? right? You can't put sand in a Ferrari. Why would you treat your body without love? Because we're not taught. So let's talk about some reasons that the body will hang on to protection. So I often find when women are coming to work with me, there's all these different layers that we're exploring. And I really call them the blocks, because once we can acknowledge the blocks, understand what they are, and clear them out, then the body feels safer, the nervous system regulates, and it's easy for the body to release. Like, I don't do diets, I don't do restriction, I don't make my clients burn a certain amount of calories. Like, that doesn't work. And that's not sustainable. It doesn't help us learn to love ourselves. I want women to break free of these old patterns and beliefs and insecurities so that you have this forever, and you have self-love for life, and you have the confidence for life. And once your body feels safe, she goes to her natural set point very easily without force and anything extreme. And that to me is the most beautiful way to heal, right? Be on a healing journey, detached from the weight loss, and know what's going to happen as you do the healing, right? Learning how to trust your body is a huge part of this healing journey. So one of the reasons that the body will hang on to protection is because you don't trust her. You don't trust your body. And we haven't been taught how to trust. I had a client yesterday who, we were talking about how she gets really stressed out if her environment isn't organized. But the reason that she gets more of a heightened stress response is because she's got so much overwhelm going on in her mind because she doesn't feel worthy. And so the key here is that this stems back to unworthiness, a lot of these blocks and this lack of safety. And so it's so important to understand that if you're constantly feeling overwhelmed, if you constantly feel unworthy, your nervous system is constantly in a stress response. And if you're constantly in a stress response, you're producing more cortisol, you're more puffy, more inflamed, and that's going to contribute to the body hanging on to protection. So part of your mastery is to start to build awareness of, why does my body want to hang on? What are my stress levels at? Am I always overwhelmed? Am I people pleasing all the time? Am I overbooked? Right? So here's other examples. Emotional eating, binge eating, or binge eating and purging. These are very self-destructive behaviors, and they really hurt the body. They hurt you emotionally, physically, and energetically. They hurt our soul. And if we're doing this, no judgment. I went through it too, but it really puts a lot of stress on the body. And why would the body ever want to let go of protection if we're hurting her and punishing her with food or restriction? So we want to address self-sabotage with food. That's an up level. We want to free ourselves from the self-sabotage. And to me, that is so powerful in up-leveling with your body, your health, and your life, is to clear out self-sabotaging behaviors. We're not meant to be in them. And so your body's trying to bring this to your attention so that you can heal it. And if you want to have a conversation around any of this and or going on the journey, I'm so happy to do so in the DMs, or you can book a body freedom call if you want to talk about support. Next, stress, right? Your nervous system's overwhelmed. So if you're not sleeping well, you're overbooked, you're overwhelmed, you're constantly in negative self-talk, saying negative things to your body all the time. You are putting so much pressure on yourself to lose weight, to try and be perfect on the diet. You have no boundaries in your business or in your career. Maybe you just had a child and you're not sleeping well, and there's a lot of body changes happening. Maybe there's hormone imbalances going on that you haven't been able to address or properly support. Maybe there's gut issues and a lot of inflammation in the body, right? All of these things will overwhelm your nervous system and throw your body off, and your body's last priority when you're in a heightened stress state is letting go of weight. So part of this is for you to start to understand, okay, well, why does my body want to hang on? Why does she not feel safe? And then from here, the beauty of it is you start to explore that. And if you're like, I have no idea why, I would highly encourage you to get support. Honestly, if you're really lacking clarity and you are lacking awareness and you feel like I've tried on my own, but I keep talking myself out of looking at things and I don't understand, or I don't know how to get to the root of it, if you are able to invest in some kind of support, do so, because it's going to help you get there and gain clarity on a whole different level. But there's all these different layers of reasons we hang on to protection. Maybe you have a trauma that happened and that's why you're hanging on. Like when I got called fat and ugly when I was 5, I hung on to that for 20 years. And I had a very unhappy inner child. So we all have an inner child, and that could be you yesterday or you 20 years ago. And if there's things that really upset her and it really impacted her, you're likely still hanging on to that. And dealing with that is a really important part of releasing protection. Learning how to regulate your nervous system is a very important part of healing protection. I feel like I'm at my natural set point, and then I've been clearing so much guilt and shame around feeling responsible with money. I'm very responsible with money, but I'm clearing out all this old guilt and shame from childhood and growing up. And I've really been working on clearing it out of my body, and I've been using all these nervous system tools, and I've been heavily working on it from like August up until like the new year. And I just started to notice my clothes fitting looser, and I'm like, I didn't do anything. And I'm like, no, like I've been clearing out all this old trauma and these suppressed emotions from a young age. And the more we do that, like inner child work and use different tools, the more calm our nervous system. If there's any retention or protection, the body releases it. And I wasn't trying to let it go. It just happened, right? So it just goes to show us that there's these levels and layers for us. And the whole point of your body hanging onto the weight is to get your attention and go, hey, I want you to explore me in different ways. Hey, let's look at your hormones. Let's look at your gut health. Let's look at your insecurities. Let's see why you don't love yourself. Let's look at your void, your unworthiness. Let's look at your relationship with food. Let's look at your work environment, your career environment, your home environment, your relationships. Where are you holding back, and where are you not allowing yourself to live? Where are you denying yourself of enjoying this most incredible life that you deserve to have, that it should be ideally so amazing for you, right? What are the thoughts I'm thinking all the time? What emotions have I suppressed over the years? Do I feel a lot of fear and worry? Like, one thing a lot of my clients have been coming to me with lately is like their fear around what's happening in the world. A lot of them are very concerned that we're, headed for some really bad things. And I've had to help them regulate their nervous systems and set healthy boundaries and go inward more, to have more trust and faith, because I personally think that a lot of good is coming, but as with anything, a lot of things have to be shifted. And that's a whole other conversation. But we can have a lot of fear around the external world. If you are in a tight grip of needing control with everything for fear of losing control, that can cause the body to hang on. If you are hanging on to the past, I wish I was the weight I was a year ago. I wish things were the way they were a year ago. I wish from the past, that can represent protection. If you are fearing the future and you take no time to take care of yourself, and you're not sleeping well, and you're dehydrated, and you're eating a lot of processed food, this can all cause the body to hang on to protection. And you're probably like, Amber, it sounds like everything causes the body to hang on. And well, there are a lot of things that are, and that's why it's so important for us to gain this clarity, because the more we gain this clarity of, well, why am I hanging on? Then you can take the steps to start addressing that and heal. And that's why your body image insecurities and your weight insecurities are trying to lead you to an up level, so that you can address these blocks that are yours uniquely, treat your body better, treat yourself better with the loving care that you deserve to have for yourself. Oh my gosh, your body is your beautiful vessel that you live this life, and your body gives you life. Your body gives you life. Yet a lot of us are not treating our bodies well at all. And then you get upset because she won't lose weight, because she doesn't fit the bill. You're exhausted, you're bloated, and you can't figure out why. Well, how are you treating your body? I always come from love, but be honest with yourself. Are you really treating her well? And do you really think, if you're not, that she's just going to function for you well and everything's just going to be fine? One of the main reasons we come to Earth is to learn to love ourselves. Earth is the school planet. And a lot of us come here not loving ourselves, because we want to come here and have the experience of what that feels like, and then go through the healing journey and then learn how to heal. So that's a big part of this, is we come here to learn to love ourselves. We forget how powerful we are when we come here. And I'm going to share a thought. If this doesn't resonate for you, that's fine, but I am not holding back my spiritual views anymore of our journey. So I believe, and take it or leave it, but I believe that our soul, and check out Dolores Cannon, she talks about this all the time, but our soul decides before it comes down here, okay, am I going to be male, female? What are the lessons I want to come down and learn? We pick the experiences we're going to go through. We pick certain things because we want to learn lessons. So your soul decides, I want to go to Earth. I want to have body image issues. I want to go through emotional eating. I want to learn what it feels like to love myself. Because we get amnesia as soon as we, the soul comes into the human body. We don't remember how powerful we are. And then we get programmed that we're just these minute little things on this planet, when we're so powerful. Like, each one of us is so powerful and has so much to offer the planet. But it's so important for us to learn how to love ourselves and connect with ourselves and understand how valuable and worthy of a person we each are. But that's why the weight gain comes up. That's why the body image insecurities come up. That's why the emotional eating comes up. That's why the fatigue and the bloating come up, because your body's like, I want you to heal. This is the only way that I know how to get your attention. Are you willing to listen? Are you willing to look? Stop letting fear of the unknown, fear of failure stand in the way. Stop saying, oh, well, it's not the right time. Well, okay, fair enough if like you're wanting to save money, but if otherwise it's like, oh, I'll do it when this changes. I'll do it when this changes. Well, things keep coming up. Life is going to keep happening. Are you going to want to delay, or do you really want to see some change happen? Because it's not as cut and dry as just eating less and exercising more and taking a supplement, right? There's a depth here. And not everyone's ready for the depth, but I tell you, the women that reach out to me and work with me are freaking courageous and brave. And they're done. They're tired of being tired. They're tired of fighting with their bodies. They're tired of holding back in life. They know their potential deep down, and they're tired of holding back because they're letting this limiting voice in their mind call the shots. And that's not the true you. The true you lives in your heart. The power, the confidence, the love that's like, I'm tired of this. I don't want to be this anymore. I don't want this to be my life. Let that part of you lead you. And stop letting the ego and the mind go, oh, but it's not time. You're not good enough. Nothing's going to change. What if you fail? It's too uncomfortable. You don't know what to do. Like, don't bother. You're just meant to be like this. You have bad luck. That's all BS. Don't let that lead you. You are so full of potential. You are so worthy. You are such a great person. If you needed a reminder today, I hope that this is landing for you and that you take this on. Your body wants you to up level. Your body wants you to learn how to love yourself. Claim your worthiness. Take your power back. Your body wants you to heal the self-sabotage. Your body wants you to connect. The more deeply you connect, the more power you have, the more love and compassion and patience for yourself, the more it ripples out into the world. And you reaccess your intuition. Like, there's so much value here for you. So the question is, do you want it? Do you want to explore it? Do you want to take steps to do so? And what's blocking you and what's in the way? Because we can keep with all the reasons, stories, and excuses, but I tell you, all that will bring you is regret. You do not want to look back on your life and go, I regret not dealing with that. Be willing to deal with it. So these insecurities are trying to show you where there's insecurity so that you can look at it. You can look at your people pleasing, your perfection, why you're proving, why you have a wounded inner child, so that you can take the steps to actually address it and be free of it. That's why I call it body freedom, because it's freedom of the mind, freedom of the body, freedom for you to step into your power and step into fully who you are, and then share that with the world. If I wouldn't have dealt with it, I would not be here with you on this live. I wouldn't have my business. I wouldn't be in the incredible relationship I'm in. I wouldn't have the abundance, the love, like the intuition, the connection. I'd have none of it. And it would feel very difficult to navigate life right now if I wouldn't have dealt with it. But that's the gift and the beauty, is when we deal with it, so much can heal and change. So if you're like, I'm connecting with this, I want to do something about it, I'm just not sure what. Well, I know you will figure out the path that feels best for you. But if you are connecting with this and you want to have a conversation around support and what support looks like, I'm so happy to have a conversation with you. And there's a few ways we can connect. So you can DM me if you're watching this on Instagram and you want to have a conversation about one-on-one support and group support that is available right now for you. You can also book a 30-minute body freedom call. Fill out a quick intake form. It's $50 USD, and we connect for 30 minutes on Zoom. So we can talk about your blocks, your insecurities, the weight blocks, body image issues, your relationship with food, hormone health, gut health, the symptoms you're having, what's holding you back, why you're stuck, why things have not progressed the way you've desired, right? And we can talk about everything physical, emotional, energetic, etc. If you're like, I am a female business owner and I desire body freedom, and I'd also like to talk to you about the business freedom service that you offer, which is helping you show up, helping you build your worth, helping you build the structures and the foundations to help you grow and build your business, but to not sacrifice your well-being for your business, and to find the balance that works for you, you can book a body freedom or a business freedom call. It's the same format, 30 minutes, you fill out an intake form. And I do a lot of body freedom work with my business freedom clients. So both are available. So you can click the link in my bio on Linktree to go to amberproof.ca and schedule a consultation. Or you can click the link below if you're watching this on YouTube, and it will take you right to my website to book in, and we can talk about what is available to get you on this journey and help you to heal. Okay, your body wants you to up level. Are you ready? I know you'll know deep down if this is resonating for you and you're feeling called. So I hope you've enjoyed this. How do you want to up level today? What is the takeaway that you have? And I'll look forward to reconnecting again tomorrow. We're going to have another up level conversation, and I'm still deciding what the topic's going to be, but it'll come through by then. So I am sending you a lot of love. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and we'll see you tomorrow.